All right, today is the 14th of December, and we are going to study, or we are going to understand about the final chapter of your FYP report. Okay, so the final chapter of our FYP report is you are going to write the conclusion part of your FYP report. Okay, so the conclusion is chapter 5, and once you have completed your conclusion, you can start on your abstract, or you can do both together. Okay, so today's class we are going to learn about the introduction of chapter 5, and we are also going to understand about the abstract, okay, of your FYP report. Okay, so there are two things we are going to highlight today, which is the chapter 5 itself, and we are also going to learn about the abstract, which is at the beginning of your final year project report. Okay, so let us start with the abstract first. So these are certain comments saya ambil daripada a few semesters ago, highlighting about abstract. Okay, abstract for FYP are found not properly done, even for those scoring A. They are found to be too brief and do not cover the background, objective, methodology, and discussion of the results. Okay, so from this point, what do we understand? We need, when we write the abstract, okay, we need to highlight to the reader about the background of your project, about the objectives of the project, methodology, and discussion. These are the 4 important key points that needs to be written at the abstract part of your FYP. So when the reader or examiners read your FYP report, they will start with the abstract. By reading the abstract, they will already have a mental picture about your FYP, what you are going to do, or what is the current problem. Okay, what is the objectives of this particular project? How do you do it? And what is the discussion about it? Okay, if you claim to do, let's say for example, a mobile application for fitness, okay, untuk sukan, all right. So when I read the abstract, I would need to know, okay, what is the current scenario? How do people exercise these days? How do they do it? What are the additional methods, or how do they do it? Do they go out every day and run 6 kilometers? Okay. Do they run on a treadmill? Okay. Or maybe they run and they use treadmills, but do they use technology to help them? Okay. Do they use that? What is the current scenario? Okay. So when we say, let's say we are focusing on, let's say you are doing a project on developing a mobile or an application for students learning online. All right. So you're doing a mobile application or a system for students to learn online. Okay, to learn online. So you need to first you need to set the scenario. Okay, what is the background of the project as for now? Why is this learning online so important? Okay, what is the objective? What is the current scenario yang you want to highlight, and you want to say it is useful to have this application? That is very important. You need to highlight that. What is the background? What is the current scenario? So you can start like, the current scenario is now we are going through COVID situation, and schools are now being taught, students are now being taught online. So by having this application, it might help students to better understand their subject matters. Okay, so that is the current scenario. We have to put that in place first. What is the current background of your study? Okay, why is it so important? If you're doing semantic analysis to find out how people feel about something, let's say you're doing a semantic analysis to find out how people are feeling about politics. okay, about politics. So you have to highlight what is the background now. Why is this particular system yang you buat relevant to the current scenario? Why is it so relevant? So you may say that, oh, the current scenario, current political situation in Malaysia is like this. So we need to find out what do public think about the current political situation. So that is the background. So that is the current scenario. Okay, if you are developing a mobile app for learning, okay, so this is the current scenario. If you are doing an IoT system, okay, you are doing an IoT system for your house use, so you have to put in the current scenario. Why? What is this all about? What is this smart home all about? What is the background of this? Why is it so necessary? So you can give us, an example. Okay, people go to work, for example, leave their kids at home, okay, with a maid. So you need some surveillance system, or maybe you say, it's much more useful. Okay, by having IoT, you can control your household items. Why is it necessary to control household items? Because you might come back late. Okay, you need to on the light. Okay, you might forget. So this is, you have to put the picture in place first. Okay, you have to put it in place. It's an example like this lah. Let's say now Astro promotion kan, Astro promotion. Let's say they are promoting. Okay, kalau you ambil Astro sekarang harga dia banyak ni. Tapi on your side, you akan fikir, now why do I need to buy Astro? Why do I need to buy this? Yes, betul, harga dia murah. Yes, harga dia is affordable. Yes, I can get so many channels, but am I watching all those channels? So sekarang ni Astro promote, dia kata, okay, now you buy this, okay, now you have Netflix. So they portray Netflix kat situ. Oh, Netflix ni banyak movie dia. Or they portray EPL. Oh, sekarang ni kalau ada Astro ni, you ada EPL. EPL ni Premier League, ni semua tengah main-main sekarang ni. Okay. Oh, now they portray, okay, kalau you nak tengok cerita Korea, this is the scenario. So that is the background scenario there. Oh, that is when people say, adalah reason for me to subscribe to Astro, because now, yes, saya minat cerita Korea, so now I know if I get this Astro, I will get this. And so cerita Korea sekarang tengah popular. Okay, cerita Korea sekarang tengah popular. EPL now is very popular. So Netflix is now very popular. So now, oh, there is a reason for you to buy this. Okay, so when the reader reads your abstract, oh, they get the picture. Oh, this is the current scenario. Oh, now it's COVID time and students are learning online. Or then they get picture, oh, there is a necessary for this project to be done. Right? Next, you go on to your objective. What are you trying to achieve? Your objective. How do you want to achieve your objective? Methodology. And you want to discuss of it. Okay, now we have created this. It will help people to do better. Okay, so now we have created this mobile app. It will help students to learn better. Okay, it will give much more. It will give students the opportunity to learn better. Okay, it will help them to learn better. Kalau you play Astro, now you can watch Astro. Okay, now you can see the EPL matches. Okay, and things like that. So that is the discussion part of the chapter, and of the abstract. Okay, so abstract is the most important part of scientific paper, thesis, or report. The first or front page of your report. So always the first or front page. Yeah? Submitted first for paper acceptance and review. Ini kalau you submit to journal atau proceeding lah. Okay. It not only summarizes the significant aspects of the paper or report, but also lures a reader into reading it. That means it gets the first attraction. The baca abstract ni kita tahu, oh, best juga report ni. So it's like you tengok movie, you tengok trailer dia, macam best. So the trailer is always diambil the good parts kan. Walaupun cerita dia tak sehebat mana, tapi trailer dia letak bunyi, they put good sound, suspense sound, and they take the bits or pieces of the movie. So that is what you're trying to do in abstract. You're trying to get bits and pieces of the movie, of the report, and put it inside your abstract. So bits and pieces dia kita bukan ambil unnecessary information. We are trying to take the background, objective sikit-sikit, so that the user or the reader wants to read more. He wants to find out, oh, this is something interesting. Okay, I want to read more on this. Okay, kalau if I were to read a student's abstract, the first important thing is, besides reading the abstract, once I read the abstract, I will mentally play it on my head. Okay, what is the student trying to do? Saya akan mentally prepare on my head. Okay, I get the idea. Okay, alright. So dia tengah buat ni. Okay, he's trying to do this project. So I should expect this. Dalam kepala saya, I dah expect lah beberapa. I need to see. Okay, I want to see this. I have something in my mind. Okay, sometimes saya akan terus masuk dekat reference you. Saya akan tengok, okay, kalau student ini is doing on semantic analysis, I'm sure he will refer to these papers. Betul, ada paper ni. Oh, betul lah. That means it's a good quality FYP. That means, oh, student ni dah banyak baca dah. He's taken these papers lah. These are all good ones. Okay, if he's doing on this topic, oh, kalau this topic ni biasanya student akan get this paper, this journal. Okay, ada. Oh, tak ada. Oh, tapi dia ada something else. Okay, fine. Equivalent. Okay, that's how I read it. So why do we do an abstract? To attract readers, as I explained, to help readers to remember the key findings. Oh, okay, key findings of the paper. All right, key findings of the paper. Okay, so the readers dah tahu dah. As they read along your FYP, they already have that mental picture on their head based on the abstract. They know as when they come to this section of your FYP report, they know that, oh, this is what the students were saying inside your abstract. And it gives an index article for quick recovery and cross-referencing. This is what I do. Saya baca abstract, and from that saya akan dapat, okay, sepatutnya, if for example, let's say I'm reading on semantic analysis. Okay, I get the idea, and I know if you're doing on semantic analysis, you should be referring to this. You should be referring to this. Saya akan check balik dengan reference. Or let's say you start your abstract with, let's say you put down information, current information. You put down COVID lah, you put down the current economy lah. So I will look at your reference. Is your reference the latest reference? Tahun 2001, 2020, okay, 2019, ada tak paper itu? Okay, takkanlah you nak letak paper yang 10 years ago, 5 years ago, okay? So you want to put all new relevant papers. So I also look at that. Allow supervisors or readers to review technical work without becoming slowed down by details. Okay, so when you look at abstract, when we look at abstract, we already have a mental picture in our head that will make things faster. So as we read your project, since we already have that mental thing in our head, will make things faster. Macam kita buat, kalau you ingat lagi, in your school days, those days, when you are doing English passage, kan? Kalau you buat passage tu, or bahasa Melayu passage tu, you diberi satu passage, perenggan, or text, and based on that text, you have to answer certain questions. Okay, ada dua cara nak buat. Satu, you baca the passage from start to end, and then you look at the questions. And then you go back, oh, cari jawapan dalam passage. Or teknik yang kedua, you baca soalan, you get a mental block on your head, okay, and then you read the passage. When you read the passage, after reading the questions, automatically your mind will look for the answer. So sama juga in the abstract. Bila kita dah baca jawapan soalan dia, we already read, oh, okay, we've already placed that in my mind. Saya dah place that in our heads. And then bila saya baca, I get that already. Oh, dah dapat dah. Oh, inilah dia yang tadi dia cakap tu. Oh, inilah dia. So we get that already. Okay. So first is you read the abstract, you will get the idea. I'm sure you will get the idea. So there are three types of abstracts that we are going to learn in this subject. But the abstract that you are going to do in FYP is the informative abstract. Okay. So we have three types of abstracts yang biasalah. Okay. One is the executive summary. Okay. The executive summary ialah abstract yang paling panjang. It's a big abstract. It's a very long abstract. And is normally used not for scientific work reporting, but normally in business. Okay, because let's say dia nak sampaikan laporan belanjawan. Okay, laporan belanjawan bagi tahun 2022. Okay, so they need abstract. What is it all about? So that is an executive summary or executive abstract. A description is you describe in a bit more detail, but you do not inform. Okay, you don't say anything. Okay, you go very detailed in how you did it. Okay, and types of methods and so on and so forth. But informative is what you are trying to do in your FYP. Very informative, very short, very informative. Okay, so executive summary is a standalone document, can be quite long, 10% of word length. Starts with key finding. What is the key finding of the research? Okay, and then provides a brief coverage of purpose, research problem. Targeted at people, point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Targeted at people who are likely to implement the recommendations. Okay, used when a research report has been developed for industry, a government department or an organization that participate in the research. So it's only used for industrial partner, because when you are doing for the research for industry, they are not worried about methodology tu penting lah, tapi they're not worried about all those jargons, objective, they're worried about, okay, report ni pasal apa, okay, what can we get from this report, what can we use from this report for our benefits. So that is important. They are not worried about, okay, you know what objective you want. No, they're not worried about that. They're worried about, okay, now you have this, what can I do with this? How can your project help us? Itu saja. Alright, so this is an example of a very long, short but executive summary. As you can see here, it starts with a little bit introduction of social media marketing. Okay, and they put some numbers here. Okay, they take some numbers here, and in this context, why is this social marketing important, and what is it all about, and how can it help people here? Okay, so we want to know. This is for industry. A descriptive, on the other hand, commonly found in conference proceeding and article, describes the main proposition of the finding. Okay, what is it? What has this project found? Apa yang dia jumpa? Right? So mostly kalau dalam proceeding, dalam journals, we use descriptive. We describe the paper. A very short one, but we try to do it all in 100 words saja. Okay? Topic, main, and objective. Let's say the topic of this research or this project is about developing a mobile application for beginners. This project utilizes the Android Studio as the building platform for this application. Okay, this application is mainly targeted at beginners simply because beginners have a difficult time in exercising. Okay. This project has successfully completed the development and has tested this mobile application to several users. Future works of this project is to design a better mobile application that focuses on beginners, which has better features and much more features. Okay, that's it. Okay, very short description, all within dalam 100 lebih lah kataan. Example, okay, so they put in the study here. However, okay, tetapi the current scenario dia increasing popularity of complementary alternative medicines, okay, among health consumers and orthodox surveys providers in Australia as well is well documented. However, the word however means walaupun sekarang dia macam ni, tetapi, okay, tetapi you can say, although, let's say you start with an example, although the current, you can say the increased number of population in Malaysia is going at a very fast speed. Okay, however, blah, 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 blah. However, so you contradict dengan idea pertama. Okay, you contradict the first one. Yes, you have enough house. Okay, jumlah rumah di Malaysia mencukupi untuk penduduk Malaysia. However, okay, harga rumah menjadi persoalan. Macam tu. You contradict balik. Yes, you kata, yes, the sun is up. However, the sun is also hot. Okay, the sun is bright. However, it's also something else. Okay, you contradict balik dengan first statement. Okay, so this paper presents the result. Okay, apa yang paper ni cuba buat? Oh, dia nak present result. Okay, there are 4 main teams. Okay, this is how you want to do in a descriptive abstract. Informative abstract is what you are going to do in this semester. An extension of descriptive, a bit more longer, found in scientific writing, generally written after the research has been concluded and the longer paper has been written. Okay, maybe, okay. So you can only write an informative abstract once you have completed the project. Describes what happened during the research process. What happened? Okay, what happened means how did you do it lah, bukan macam what happened. Oh, there was one particular day I couldn't install my Android Studio. That is not important. That is cerita lain lah. Itu PM tepi lah. Alright. We want to describe. So the readers want to know. Describe the process. That means how do you do this? Oh, you did a mobile app. Okay, how do you do this? Okay, I use Android. So we don't have to say mula-mula. Firstly, I downloaded the software from the internet. Yeah, you don't describe to that detail. You can just say I use Android Studio version so and so. Okay, this application is linked with a cloud server which provides data from which provides online data. Okay, and this application utilizes several images taken from so and so. Okay, it's more likely, point number 4, 5. It is therefore more likely to speak about the research rather than the paper. Okay, the paper is short, the research is long. Okay, contains specific information about the research. Example or the difference. This paper describes a new universal navigation system for mapping oil and gas wells. Okay, so maksudnya this paper ni dia nak buat satu sistem baru so that you can map out kat mana ada minyak. Okay, in this paper we'll compare the mapping accuracy and speed for the new system against the accuracy and speed for the conventional system. So once you develop a new system, dia akan compare balik dengan conventional system, mana lagi accurate, mana lagi cepat. Okay, very straightforward, very straight. Okay, alright. If you're doing an informative, the new system uses 3-axis navigation that protects sensors from high speed. The system also processes information by Kalman filtering. Okay, test results show 3-dimensional accuracy. Oh, dia present semua ni lah. Okay, kat sini dia tak buat lah. Dia cakap they are going to do this and they're going to compare. Thank you very much. Itu saja. Very short. So kalau yang descriptive, for more information you have to read. Kalau yang informative ni upfront dia dah cakap dia nak buat ni and dia guna pakai apa and the test result show what. Okay, the test result show what. As you can see in the informative, there is no information about they comparing it between conventional system and the new system. Dia tak cakap tu. Dia cuma cakap apa yang dia buat ni bagus and it has the accuracy of 0.1 meters for every 100 meters. Itu je dia cakap. But the information about the comparison is inside the report. What is being highlighted is what is this report about. This report is to create a new system, and this system pakai apa? Dia pakai ni. And what is the outcome of this system? This outcome of the system, accuracy dia banyak 0.1. Okay, itu saja. Alright, so now you want to write an informative abstract. How do you do it? Components, you have to have an introduction. You have to have the motivation problem. You have to have methods. You have to have some results, and you have to do a conclusion on that. Okay, so introduction. You are okay. Let's say my title is to develop a mobile apps for fitness application for beginners. Okay, so first the introduction is you have to say what is the current state of mobile apps. Okay, or you can start by questioning mobile apps apa? What is mobile apps? Okay, and what is the problem for you? Kenapa? Why do you develop these mobile apps? Kenapa you tak buat mobile apps lain? Why do you particularly choose this particular problem? So you have to highlight what is the problem with fitness sampai you kena buat satu mobile app. Okay, for example, if the student is doing a mobile app untuk belajar Al-Quran, okay, to to learn Al-Quran. So that is the project that he or she is doing. So now, motivation here. Why did you do this mobile app? You could have done any other project, tapi you chose to do a mobile app to help students to learn to read Quran. Why do you do this? What is the problem with the current method? Kenapa sekarang ni budak-budak ni tak ngerti baca Quran ke? Okay, or what? Okay, so you can highlight, yes, budak-budak tak ngerti, or susah nak baca, or so many things. So what is the motivation sampai you create this mobile app? But you cannot put personal motivation lah. Sebab dulu masa saya belajar Quran, I felt that kalau ada mobile app, bagus. You cannot write that. You cannot say that based on my personal experience, I feel that if I had a mobile application 10 years ago, I would be better. Alah, 10 years ago memang tak ada lah. Jangan cakap 10 years ago. Kalau ikutkan saya 10 years ago, macam-macam nak. But you have to put current scenario lah. You can put some numbers saying that, let's say, kids will learn better, or maybe due to time constraint, people are unable to learn Quranic lessons. So by having this, you can learn it at any pace, any time, okay, at any one time, and according to students' pace. Ada orang yang cepat pandai, cepat baca Quran, ada orang yang lambat, okay. So by having this, budak-budak boleh baca at their own pace, and it's not limited to seminggu sekali je baca Quran dengan ustazah. You can read it any day, any time. And then how do you do it? How do you implement this project? What do you use? Okay. So you give a brief scenario, and you also have to give your findings. Okay, based on this, this application has also been tested among students, primary school students. Okay, and it's been found to give a major improvement in their Quranic Quranic lessons. Okay, and then finally, what's the conclusion? By having this mobile application, it is hoped that budak-budak ni akan lebih pandai, or so on and so forth. Okay, and maybe you want to put in some future works as well. Okay, so these are some examples of informative. Okay, so we start dengan introduction. Major problems of the arid region are transportation, agriculture products, and losses due to spoilage of the product, especially in summer. So what they are highlighting is there are problems in transporting agriculture products, sebab, okay, and this will cause spoilage of the products, especially during summer. So meaning contohnya macam ni lah. The problem is daripada Cameron Highland ke Simpang Pulai, they're saying the transportation is a problem. So kalau transportation itu problem, sayur tu akan spoil. Terutamanya during summer. So terutamanya during musim panas atau musim hujan. Okay, there's a transportation problem. Okay, so that is the introduction. Oh, okay, so now people know. Oh, ni lah masalah je. Okay, so the problem is ada masalah transport from Simpang Pulai, from Camerons to Simpang Pulai untuk deliver vegetable. Kalau vegetable tu tak sampai, dia akan spoil. Okay, alright. Motivation. This work presents the performance of solar drying system. The drying system is designed to dry a variety of agriculture products. Oh, okay. Now they provide a solution. So you can also provide a solution. For transport problem, I will provide a solution. Okay. So that is the motivation. What is the problem pula? Okay, what is the problems? And then give you an objective. Okay, what is the objective? And then how do you want to say that this project will work? Okay, give some numbers. Cakaplah, kalau dia pakai this method, sayur tu boleh sampai daripada Cameron ke mana tu, Simpang Pulai, dalam masa 3 jam. Okay, so things like this. Okay, alright. So these are some examples from the informative abstract. Okay, alright. So take note on this background information. Present tense, model auxiliary, has proposed, research problem past tense, methodology past tense, results past tense, and conclusion to present tense. Okay. Abstract is also always done in the past tense simply because the current scenario background ni is present lah. Tapi research yang you buat ni is past tense, research dah habis. So past tense, I'm sure you know about past tense, present tense kan. Ini dalam subjek kelas bahasa Inggeris you belajar lah. Right? Make sure it's clear, complete, core message, comprehensive, no new information, tak ada information baru. Okay, what it means is you do not put some new information in your abstract, tapi you tak pernah explain pun. Okay, when you say about COVID in your abstract, tapi this COVID has not been applied to any part of your research, it's not being written anywhere. Okay, avoid using I or we dalam abstract. Kita tak guna I or we, kita pakai ayat-ayat aktif. Okay, not passive, active words. Okay. Ini active and passive ni I'm sure you can find out yourself lah. Okay, active and passive words. So you check dalam dictionary or check inside Google lah. Okay. Avoid if possible the trade names, acronyms, variables. Okay, ini semua you try to avoid lah. Kalau you're doing IoT, for example, Internet of Things, do not assume that the user would know IoT. Okay, kalau you nak tulis, you have to write in full. Internet of Things dalam bracket IoT tak apa. Alright, that is okay. But not IoT does this, IoT do that. Okay, mobile apps. Jangan kata mobile apps. Say mobile application. Mobile application. Mobile, keep on using that. Okay. Although the reader might know or might not know, but in the abstract, we need to write it full. Let's say you're doing something on semantic analysis. So you write semantic analysis. Okay. Let's say you're writing or you're doing about any key points. Okay. So you use the full names inside your abstract. Okay. Avoid blurry result. Some provide exact number. Let's say for example, this mobile application has been tested with a few students. Don't say a few students. This mobile application has been tested among 10 students or 10 computer science students or 10 students. Avoid using future tense. Further discussion will be discussed. No, you have to write at the present tense. Okay. Although the research methods are past tense, tapi when you write the introduction and conclusion of the abstract, you must use present tense. Okay. Include the most important data and findings. Okay. What is most important? Okay. How is the accuracy level? How is the testing? Or how is, let's say, the population of Malaysia? You nak tulis pasal population of Malaysia. So give the right figure at the present moment. Jangan tulis figure about 10 years ago punya. Write the current one. Okay. Yesterday I was reading a report in FYP1, what literature review. Okay. And I knew that the students copied it from somewhere. So they kata, in case of emergency, you can call 911. Obviously lah, dalam Malaysia mana ada 911. Okay, you know that is wrong. Okay, you know that is wrong. Kalau kita kat Malaysia, in case of emergency, we call 999. We do not call 911 or call hotline or something. These things are not applicable in Malaysia. So when I read it, obviously I know satu dia dah copy and paste from God knows where. Yang kedua, these are important information but not relevant to the current scenario, the current project in Malaysia. Okay, why would I want to call 911? Or can we call 911? In Malaysia, kita akan call 999. Okay, so you must put relevant information lah. Okay, I know most of you will copy and paste. Okay, I'm not saying that is not good. I'm saying okay, fine, but you have to paraphrase and you have to make sure it's relevant to the current project. It's relevant to Malaysia. If you are saying if you want to give examples about companies, then use Malaysian companies. If you want to give examples of the population of Malaysia, jangan kata in the United States ada 50,000 orang. Okay, fine, United States ada 50,000 orang. But this application was built here in Malaysia. So you must give a figure about the usefulness in Malaysia. As such, you must say, in Malaysia berapa ribu orang yang guna mobile apps, or berapa ribu orang yang tak reti mengaji. Jangan kata worldwide. Those are not applicable. Okay, we are focusing on the current scenario, which is inside Malaysia. Right? Try to leave it within one page, less than 300 words. Use introduction, body, conclusion, structure. Follow the chronology report. Adds no information but summarizes understandable. Okay, so this is how you do it. All right, we'll watch it later lah. Okay, next we go into conclusion. Okay, conclusion means it's the final chapter of in chapter 5 of your FYP report. Conclusion. It is not summary, it is the conclusion. We only use the word summary at the end of each chapter. I repeat myself, the word summary must only come out at the end of each chapter. Chapter 1 kena ada summary, chapter 2 kena ada summary, chapter 3, chapter 4, there's summaries. But in chapter 5, conclusion. You cannot have the word conclusion in chapter 4, 3, 2, 1. It is not concluded. Chapter 5 sahajalah yang ada conclusion. So, okay, conclusion is to summarize and bring together the main areas that have been covered in the writing, which might be called looking back. Okay, looking back at what you have done. Summarizing the content based on the research objective and research question. Okay, so when you do the conclusion section, conclusion chapter in your FYP report, you need to summarize, you need to highlight what was your objective and how did you solve it. Show that you have solved it. Okay, so if you say objective number 1 is to find out the current scenario of Malaysia, to provide, write down this, the objective number 1, provide the current practice in Malaysia. Okay, tulis kat situ. This project has also found the current scenario of Malaysia by highlighting of so and so. Okay, each objective needs to be answered. So dalam chapter 1, you dah kata akan ada 3 objektif. Now in the conclusion chapter, you need to show proof that you have already completed this objective. Show proof. Even if you say this project has completed objective number 2 by designing a new mobile application system, refer to chapter 4 pun boleh diterima juga. Refer to chapter 3 pun boleh juga. Okay, that means because the reader will know, okay, he has proposed this objective and he's also highlighted by saying, yes, he has done it. Okay, in this study set out to determine, the present study was designed to determine, in this investigation, the purpose of the current study, this project was undertaken to design and to evaluate, blah, 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 blah. So these are the types of words that you might use inside your conclusion. So again, conclusion chapter is to write down your objective and to highlight how did you come up with the result for the objective. How do you say that you have completed this objective? Okay. How do you say that you have completed this objective? Future works, you can highlight at the end section of the chapter conclusion. You can say, what are the future works? Okay, future works needs to be done to establish whether this application is more useful in secondary school, whether this application can be used in university students, things like that. Okay, so these are the future. You give some scenario because you buat mobile application untuk budak-budak sekolah rendah or tadika, but you say the same idea can be established in secondary school. All right. The findings provide the following insights. It would be interesting to assess the effects of maksudnya you dah buat application ni, and it would be interesting to see if this same mobile application can be used for students in secondary, can be used for budak-budak yang dyslexia. Okay, it will be interesting to see. Okay, it'll be interesting. So you can just speculate some ideas. The word speculate means you are unsure, but you feel, okay, you are unsure, but you feel that macam it could be interesting. It could be interesting, but you're unsure. So you just put as future works. Okay. Let's say you're doing a mobile application and you have included gamification inside your mobile application. So you could say it could be interesting if this gamification could be done in a more better way. Macam tu, better way macam mana? You can explain lah. Or you could say this to be it could be interesting to see if the same mobile application can be used in something else. Or it could be, let's say you're doing a semantic analysis, it could be interesting to see how people react towards COVID-19, how people react towards vaccination. Okay, these are future. All right, so we have in our lecture today, kita dah belajar about abstract. Kita dah belajar introduction of each chapter. Okay, so each chapter needs to have an introduction. Chapter 1 kena ada, chapter 2 kena ada, chapter 3 kena ada, chapter 4 kena ada, chapter 5 kena ada. So every chapter punya introduction, you need to highlight what is it you are writing on this chapter. Remember, there are a few things you need to do. At the end of each chapter, you write the summary. So the summary is to summarize what you have written in each chapter. Okay. Next, dalam summary juga, you also tell the reader the next chapter akan cakap pasal apa. Macam tu. So dalam summary in each chapter, you say, okay, this chapter has summarized this, or this chapter has highlighted this. Okay, berhenti. Paragraf kedua, dalam section summary, dalam chapter tu, the next chapter will explain about something. Okay, then masuk chapter berikutnya. Bila masuk chapter berikutnya, you can start by saying, this chapter is to highlight the current works of this project. Okay. Dah habis chapter 2 dekat summary. This chapter has highlighted the current works of this project. The next chapter will show the methodology used in this project. Masuk chapter 3, you can say, this chapter is to highlight and to show in detail about the methodology used in this current project. Right? So that is the summary. So summary needs to be at the end of each chapter. The conclusion is only one chapter, which is chapter 5 at the final chapter. There is no summary for conclusion chapter. Summary tak adalah untuk conclusion. So conclusion is already concluding the research. So there is no summary for the conclusion chapter. All right, so you can, this is all some information. All right, your scary dates. So as for now, we have submitted our presentation. Okay, progress presentation, and saya will give you 10. I will give you 10%. Next week, you are going to submit your business model canvas assignment, which is worth 5%. And I've given the I've given the Google Drive link in your WhatsApp messages, and it's supposed to be submitted on the 21st of December. So 21st of December, it's like another 7 days from today. Yeah, 7 days from today, a week from today. All right, and your final report is 21st, and 28th you akan buat presentation lah. Okay, so 21st of January you are supposed to submit your final report plus your video submission. 21st of January ialah kira-kira is on a Friday, and today is 14th of January. So technically you have 1, 2, 3, 4.5 more weeks to go. 4.5 more weeks to go. Takutnya saya. Alright, 4.5 weeks to go. Okay. So I'm sure you are able to do it. Alright. Any questions so far?
Doctor, I want to ask,
Yes, Shakira.
for the conclusion chapter,
Yes.
we don't have summary, but we have the abstract and introduction, right?
No. The abstract, dalam abstract ada introduction. So you don't write the, you have the introduction of the conclusion chapter tu ada. Okay. Introduction tu ada. Tapi summary tak ada. Okay. Abstract tu it's a totally different thing. You only have it in before chapter 1, muka paling depan sekali.
Oh, okay.
So dia macam ni. Abstract, chapter 1, summary chapter 1. And then chapter 2, summary chapter 2. Chapter 3, summary chapter 3. Chapter 4, summary chapter 4. Chapter 5, conclusion, and habis. Dia tak ada summary dia.
Oh, okay. I understand. Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Alright, how are you all? Dania, ada soalan? Adlin, Noraina, Hazrin, Shamimi, Haris, Iskandar, Iman, Ashraf, Diana, Natasha, Putri Nazif, Nazif, Nurul Hafiza, Nurul Hafiza, Ikmal, Damira.
Tak ada soalan, Doktor.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for attending my class today. And inshallah, I hope that you will do well in your FYP. And this is your last class for this. No, this is not your last class lah. Okay. Tapi untuk minggu ni tak ada. And then minggu depan, tak ada. Minggu ni dah tak ada kelas. Okay. And if there is a need for class, I will let you know. Okay. So as for now, tak ada kelas lagi. Tapi kalau ada information penting, I will do a class. Okay. Alright. So thank you so much for attending my class today. And I wish you well in your FYP, and make sure you meet your supervisors and continue doing, push it until the end, and I'm sure you can do it. Alright. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Thank you, sir.